Man, if you guys thought that this WrestleMania season could not become any more of a clusterfuck, just wait until you hear the latest word that we are getting. We're getting a lot of words, actually, as it pertains to Vincent Kennedy McMahon, good old VKM himself. We're getting lots of words. But if you guys truly thought that this WrestleMania season, it just felt like a clusterfuck. It felt weird. It feels like nothing makes sense. The match cards are odd. There's people that are not even on WrestleMania either night that should be. Some people are on it that have no business being in a ring. Everything just seems off. Guys, you have no idea, man. What we are hearing, what we've been in, especially the last 24 hours, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And this is the Man Channel this week, the Mania Amplified News Center. We're pumping out videos left and right. If it has to do with WrestleMania, it doesn't matter what hour of the day. BC is pumping out videos to you guys all week long, culminating next week. We're going to do a live reaction of Stand and Deliver for NXT. Later that night, we're going to do a live reaction of Night 1 of WrestleMania. We got a lot of content right here on this channel, man. Always make sure you're subscribed, notified, and amplified always. Wherever that, I don't know where the subscription button is, but you can find it, smash it. Make sure that you didn't already smash it previously, because then you're just gonna unsubscribe, and then you can't chat on the live streams, man, because there's a four-week initiation process, man. Those are for my tried and true amplified unit members. So you don't want to accidentally unsubscribe. Make sure you just subscribe once. And also stay notified, because these videos are coming at you at any hour of the day. It could be 3 a.m. and BC's hitting you with a video. You never know, especially this week. And always stay amplified, because that's just a life lesson. You should always be amplified. Anything you do, ordering coffee, going to work, yelling at your neighbor, whatever you got to do, man. Stay amplified. Grocery shopping. You're plowing people's fucking cart out of the way. That last box of honeycomb cereal. Anyway, back to WrestleMania, man. You know, I was hoping when I had this idea to do this nonstop 24/7 news cycle of WrestleMania for the whole week of Mania Week, I was hoping it was going to be a lot of good news, you know, a lot of fun stories. So far, the one I put up earlier was about two champions missing WrestleMania. Not missing it because they missed a flight or they just messed up their dates. No, Vince McMahon is just telling them he has nothing for them. How sad is that? Two champions, Finn Balor with his United States title and Ricochet with his Intercontinental Championship. I made a whole video about that earlier and how tragically sad that is. How pathetically embarrassing and unacceptable that is. But you can go on the channel and check that video out. This has to do with a plethora of other issues, man. And it's not just, I mean, you see the thumbnail, you may see the headline. This isn't just Vince McMahon ripping up his scripts for Match Card. Match Card is one thing. That's bad enough. Literally, guys, Edge and AJ Styles has moved 4 times. It was originally put on Sunday night, Night 2 of WrestleMania. Then it was taken off of Night 2. Literally just taken off. Didn't even have a home for 24 hours. Then it was placed on Saturday, Night number 1. Then as of last night, it was placed back on Night number 2. Vince doesn't know where the fuck to put it. And that's because he didn't know where to put his Bianca Belair-Becky Lynch match that was originally slated for Night number 1. And then they took it off, and just like Edge and AJ, it disappeared for 24 hours. Then we heard rumblings that it's going to be Night 2, and then they placed it right back on Night 1, which subsequently put Edge and AJ Styles back onto Night number 2. And this was all just last night even, when Michael Cole made, I guess you could say, the thus far officialized cards, because nothing is set in stone. That's exactly the word that we're getting from inside that company, from reputable sources. Nothing. Not even, get this, Roman and Brock Lesnar. You would think the finish of that match at least is set in stone. They know where they're going. The last word we're getting, not even close. I mean, does Vince even know who he wants to walk out the champion at this point? Brock or Roman? Because This is quite fucked up, man. We're 7 nights away from WrestleMania, and this guy's still playing with the match order, the match card. Each night has about 5 or 6 matches tops. You're going to need to fill another 2 to 3 matches at least. This is a problem, guys, mainly because people are paying for WrestleMania. Whether you're sitting at home and getting it for $10 fucking on the Peacock network, or you're spending 50 or 60 bucks because you don't have Peacock, but you want to get the pay-per-view, or you're going there live, right? You're spending hundreds, thousands maybe. You're going there live. You don't know what the fuck you're paying your money for. If you bought night 1 tickets, it's still in flux. Matches are being taken off, put on. It's not even officialized. You don't know who's going to be there, who's not. I mean, that's why this is a fucking issue. And we're 7 days away. Literally 7 nights away, 1 week. But match card, we can have a field day with that. We can rip that apart just like Vince McMahon rips up these scripts nonstop. That's not even where the biggest issue for BC lies in who's going to actually be there. There's a plethora of individuals that Vince is either bringing back, or there's going to be a debut, a surprise. In every single one of them, this is no bullshit, man. This is the latest reputable word that BC is getting on all of these individuals is nothing has been set in stone. And Vince is basically running around in flux, in frantic panic mode. Start off with Cody. He's the simplest one. Everybody believes it's just going to be him showing up and taking on Seth Rollins. And that better be the case, or Texas is absolutely going to implode. But here's Vince being Vince, and the stubborn bastard that he is. There is a very good chance, because this is an exact word that BC is getting, that the Undertaker is going to be the one to show up and plant Seth Rollins in his place. Now, I get it. It's Texas. I get he's a Hall of Famer by then. I get he's a legend to BC. Trust me, you don't got to sell me on The Undertaker. I love The Undertaker. And I don't mind seeing him at WrestleMania to fuck somebody up at all. But do we need The Undertaker to beat the shit out of Rollins? How is that going to help Rollins going forward? Undertaker's retired. He's going to be a Hall of Famer after next weekend. How is this going to help Seth Rollins just getting his ass kicked by Undertaker? Doesn't help him at all. If it is Cody, at least that can lead to matches. Rollins can look strong. If Undertaker just shows up and plants Seth Rollins, A, it does nothing for Rollins, and B, you have a pissed off Dallas crowd. Okay, at first you'll get the initial pop, we'll be happy to see the Taker, and then when the segment is over, people are going to go, what the fuck? that was Cody, man. I mean, it was cool seeing Taker, but we got fucking screwed. There's a lot of people that will be upset because that's truly what they feel. And you can never get your expectations too high with a Vince McMahon product. But most people are believing this is going to be Cody. And the latest word that BC is getting is, no, Vince is not set on that at all. Doesn't he hear the chants on Raw? Him and Kevin Dunn are not muting them, so there's no way he can say he doesn't hear them or he doesn't give a fuck about them. Oh, he gives a fuck. Leave it to Vince to absolutely sabotage it on purpose and parade out there the Undertaker, right? That way he has us right where he wants it. They're still gonna pop because it's the Undertaker. Yeah. You're not gonna get what you want. You're gonna get what I want. That's something Vince would do, man. I mean, he's a prick like that. So anyway, that's the Undertaker and Cody situation. And by the way, this is a rumor. Now what I just told you, that's all fact. Nothing is set in stone at all. This is from reputable sources. I am 1,000,000% on board with giving you this information in the news center, the Mania Amplified News Center, because I know these are from reputable people. Now, what I'm about to tell you is a rumor. I just want to tell you guys it because there is some intrigue in it. There was a rumor going around within Stanford of Edge being helped out by Cody, AJ Styles getting screwed in that match, and Cody screwing Styles, Cody aligning with Edge to form this new type of faction stable. I'm not a big numbers stable kind of guy. I don't like factions, or at least too many of them. But something about Cody and Edge, if done correctly, would be fucking masterful. But that's just a rumor. That's not something that's going to happen next week, guys. That was something that was rumbling around. Just don't be shocked if it actually happens. If you see Undertaker show up and not Cody for Rollins, then that does up the chances of that rumor actually being more accurate. And I'm not even done, not even close to it. Gable Stevenson. We could receive word this Monday, which at that point will just be 5 nights away from Mania, but that's exactly how Vince does business these days, so it makes sense. And by these days, I mean these last 10 years. We could get word this Monday that Gable Stevenson is taking on Omos in a singles bout at WrestleMania. Now, this would back up the initial claims and the initial reports that Vince McMahon wants Omos to have a singles bout at WrestleMania. This would give him his definitive opponent and give us that official word. So there could absolutely be some truth to this, and this is what baffles me even more. Gable Stevenson was supposed to, the initial plans anyway, that were this is the word that we were getting from inside those walls in Stamford, Connecticut, is that Gable Stevenson was appearing on the Raw after Mania. That was going to be his big showcase to the crowd. Now, they're going to spoil that and just they're going to parade him out there at WrestleMania to do what? Because the report is even more vivid. It's not just that match could be set for Mania. The report was so vivid, it said it could be a squash, in that Gable Stevenson is going to showcase his talents in just seconds over Omos. Goldberg-type-esque is what I'm thinking. But how is that going to help fucking Omos? Omos is already in a world of shit. I feel so bad for AJ Styles. Styles had to hold the hand of Omos for a year in a tag team, and the payoff was Styles losing to Omos in the middle of a Raw. And Omos is still not where Vince McMahon was hoping he'd be. It's just not connecting. So you think getting squashed at Mania by Gable Stevenson is going to help Omos? But again, Gable Stevenson, it makes sense to have him out there after Mania. He shouldn't just be getting a Mania match or Mania spot. It'll do him much more of a service to him and to us to just bring him out after Mania. This is what I mean. Vince is just all over the place. And that's why nothing is set in stone. And that's why we're hearing one script after another. It's not just being tossed to the side or even torn up, even shredded. These scripts are being placed into bonfires, into pit of miseries. These scripts are... I can't believe how one person can be so indecisive. Vince McMahon, at one point back in the 80s, you could call that guy a genius and most people would believe you. These days, it's like the opposite of a genius. It's somebody that would name his biggest event of the year stupendous. And then we can all just easily make fun of it and call it what it is, the stupidest WrestleMania of all time. Because the planning of this, I've been watching this shit since WrestleMania 2, and I went back and watched WrestleMania 1 1,655 times. But I've been watching since WrestleMania 2, King Kong Bundy, Hulk Hogan, Steel Cage match. I get it. I've seen every Mania come and go. No matter how much I've been critiquing for years now, even as a critic, I always find some type of fun and joy in WrestleMania season. I mean, this year, none. And I was kind of looking at myself in the mirror like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just not in the right frame of mind. Maybe. No. It's every decision that Vince is making, man. And I'm not even just talking Cody and his plans not being finalized, Undertaker's plans not being finalized, Gable Stevenson's plans not being finalized, but more people that are supposed to be coming back. How about Bayley? You guys hear Bayley? Bayley's scheduled any fucking day now, man. We all thought, okay, Raw after Mania makes sense, right? No, Vince then wants to go and have her go to the Blue brand and take out Ronda Rousey, be the first opponent for Rousey aside from Charlie Flair, should Rousey get that title. Okay, I'm down with that. Makes sense, fun. Then we hear Vince said, no, scrap that. She's going to the Red brand and she's going to take on Bianca when Bianca gets that title. Now, that's what BC said from the jump, right? That makes the most sense. You guys remember, what was it, 2020? What was it last year? Money in the Bank. When Bayley got injured, it was in training for a match with Asuka at Money in the Bank, I believe. It was going to be Asuka. Bianca Belair. So, Bayley was training for a match with Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank, and it was an I Quit match. and she like blew out her ACL, tore her ACL, some shit like that, 9-month recovery. We heard that she'll be back in time for April. She's been teasing the return even more imminently, meaning she could have done March, it looks like. But okay, the word was she's going to go blue brand. They're going to do something cool with her and Rousey. I would have been on board. Then we get word that she's going to go red brand and take on Bianca. This makes more sense. They have unfinished business. BC was loving the storyline with Bayley and Bianca heading into the I Quit match at Money in the Bank. I was loving it. They were just rolling on all cylinders. There was firepower from both. And then all of a sudden, Bayley gets derailed with that injury, and the whole thing goes to shit. So I'm fine with them picking it up. But damn, dude, you're the owner of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company. Can you make up your fucking mind so your talent knows what they're doing? Asuka's another one. I accidentally mentioned her talking about Bayley. Asuka's another one, though. She was scheduled, and still is from the last word that BC got, she's scheduled for the Raw after Mania. But here's the thing. We're hearing that she's not completely cleared yet. In fact, there could be another 4 weeks of time. So don't have her debut Monday. As much as we want to see her, it's the same thing with Keith Lee in AEW. I just said this. How Tony Khan paraded Keith Lee out there in a debut, knowing that he had a honeymoon the next week, so he couldn't show up to Dynamite on the next Wednesday. So the momentum was kind of derailed. There's Keith Lee, and then he's gone. A couple weeks later, then fucking Murphy's showing up. And people are stealing his thunder. Then William Regal, then Jeff Hardy. And before you know it, Keith Lee is an afterthought. Hopefully he could take out maybe Ricky Starks, get that title after he takes out Powerhouse Hobbs. If you guys saw Rampage, you know what I'm talking about. But my point is, momentum is everything in pro wrestling. So Asuka's going to show up. She's going to get a huge pop. The show of love and respect. And then what? She's gone for 4 more weeks, so you're going to make her relevant. Remember when Stone Cold was injured after the Owen Hart injury? He got dropped on his head by Owen. And Stone Cold became more popular than ever because they found shit for him to do on the show without having him wrestle. I don't know if you're going to be able to pull that off with Asuka. So again, the latest word that we got is Asuka is penciled in for the Raw after Mania. But if she can't compete, and it's possible that another 4 weeks she can't compete, then why have her there? Guys, the whole thing is just off the fucking rails. The point of this Mania Amplified News Center is just everything that has to do with Mania. I'm going to throw at you guys, man. I'm going to let you guys know the real deal, what's going on behind the scenes. You know, and that way when these shows are going on the air next weekend, you can remember how we got here, man. BC's taking you on the journey, and it's one wild ride, and I wish I could say it's a fun ride. But this is one of those rides where you're hanging on to the oh shit bar. You know, you're in there with your best friend that fucking sucks at fucking cruising down the interstate, and he doesn't cruise. He's going a $130. Fucking dodging in and out between cars, and you got your hand on the oh shit bar. You're even grabbing his oh shit bar. And you're hanging out for dear motherfucking. That's what Vince is doing, man. He's going a $130 down the highway, and he has no destination, and he has no clue what he's doing. I don't know, man. I'm trying to comprehend it all. I'm trying to comprehend all this, bro. Nobody has a fucking firm placement at WrestleMania, man. Matches are still being moved from different nights. Do you guys want to hear, before I end this, dude, listen to this night one. Now, if you paid money to go to night one, listen to how bad this card is. This is WrestleMania night one, before I end this vid. This is the actual current finalized card, and it's only 6 matches, so you know they have to somehow find 2 more matches at least to give your audience something to go home happy with, because it can't just be this 6. This is sad. A live event house show is better than this shit. Listen to this card for night one. Logan Paul and The Miz versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. A Logan Paul match is going to get people electrified. Then Drew McIntyre versus Happy Baron Corbin. I'm not just being negative here. I think we all can agree that's a SmackDown match at best. That's something that would begin SmackDown. A regular Friday night SmackDown. McIntyre versus Corbin. How do we know this? We've already seen that match 62 times. SmackDown tag titles, Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs versus the Usos. That is no more than a main event of a regular Friday Night SmackDown. Is that not worthy of a Mania match? That's not even a Backlash or a Vengeance or an In Your House pay-per-view match. That is main event on a regular SmackDown at best for the tag titles. And then you have Kevin Owens hosting a KO show with Stone Cold. It's going to be great to see Stone Cold putting the boots to Kevin Owens, but nobody really knows what to expect. They already admitted it's not an actual match. So it's just going to be good to see Stone Cold and good to see Stone Cold whoop some ass, I guess. And then you go to your final two matches, the two women's matches. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title. A match we've already seen before. I'm okay with it. I feel their promos have been on par. I'm okay with seeing the match and where it goes. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But that's one of the two biggest matches on the card, Bianca and Becky. And then the main event, currently anyway, this is ever changing, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. A match we've already seen before, Survivor Series a few years ago. And that's what if you're paying all that money, and if you're excited if you're a fan and you're trying to be excited, even listening to BC and you know my words are true, but you're saying, oh, BC, I know what you're saying. I'm still going to try to hold out hope and I'm going to try to be excited. That's your night one, bro. That's the real deal, Holyfield. Everything BC's telling you right now, man, this is the real deal. That's your night one as of right now. That is beyond pathetic, bro. I'm BC Amplified. This has been your Mania Amplified News Center update. I put one up just a few hours ago as well, man, talking about Finn Balor and Rico shit and how they have been royally screwed by Vince McMahon for this year's WrestleMania. Go catch that. And as always, subscribe wherever that is on this fucking channel. Wherever, go find it, subscribe, notified, and stay amplified. And there's going to be a bunch more of these updates and breaking news videos as we get closer to Mania. So always stay coming back to the channel, man. Until then, think, be, live. I'm talking amplified, always. For now, check you later. BC, and I'm out.